Hello, casuals. It's Jacob here, and today we're going to be doing story time. So, I have been teaching ballroom for a little over 5 years now, and during that time, I have taught a lot of different students from a lot of different backgrounds. Some have been a little interesting, and some have been really awesome. And then we also have teachers, of course, that have been really interesting and really awesome. So today we're going to focus on a student, and this student, I'm just going to call her Bunions. Okay, that's going to be her name for today. So, one of the very first students that I ever interacted with was this young woman, and the introductory phase with this young lady was her basically coming in and kind of talking about how she always wanted to dance and how much she would love to do it, and it all sounded very positive. It was something that we look forward to, is when somebody wants to come in and do this, they've never done it before, and we're like, this is going to be a life-changing experience. Um, and it got progressively more interesting as time went on. So this young lady continued to tell her story, but then she started to talk about how she doesn't think she's going to be able to. And of course, I have to ask the question, well, why don't you think you'll be able to learn how to dance? To which she says, well, I've got a lot of foot issues going on. And I said, well, we have a tendency of a lot of students to have something going on with their feet, and they find it they're still able to dance. Because more often than not, no matter what's going on, you can still dance. Sometimes there's a little bit more discomfort than others, but you can dance. So she decides to go ahead and try out an introductory lesson with me. And we hit the floor, and I start showing her like the basic box step and the rumba, which I probably would never do anymore if you've never danced before. Anyways, I start showing her the basic box and the rumba, and she's getting it just fine, really. She's able to move enough to actually complete a box. It took maybe 5 minutes of showing her this. She wasn't complaining about any pain or anything. But within those 5 minutes, she did say numerous times how she didn't think she could do this, and why she couldn't do it was because of her feet. And then she insisted on showing me what she was talking about. And folks, this hasn't left my memory in 5 years. Yeah. So here's what happened. She takes off her little slippers, and she decides to just show me her feet. She wants me to get down there and really see what's going on with her feet, as if I was the podiatrist. I should be trying to fix things for her. But I'm not, and I don't like feet. It's not my thing. All right? So we're talking this young lady's toes were all curled in over to the side, right? They're all of them just curling in and overlapping each other. And then we're looking at bunions and corns, like varicose veins everywhere. This was not a pleasant sight. It looked painful. And I completely believed this woman at that moment in time when she said that she didn't think she could dance. Because honestly, it was not a pretty sight. Now, we still tried because I'm not a wimp. We're gonna try, all right? We're gonna see how this works. But she was still reluctant about everything. She was still getting the step down. We started talking about rhythm, moving slow, quick, slow, quick, and the whole time she insisted about how she couldn't dance and about how it was her feet were the problem. And again, she just had to show me her feet. And I was like, no, I've already seen them. I understand. If you're not feeling comfortable with this, we can stop. And maybe it's just not for you. Because at this point, I didn't want to look at her feet again. But she just insisted. And so then she's dragging me down to look at her feet again and just pointing out all these little tiny flaws and where it hurts on her feet. And I'm just becoming nauseous looking at this, really, because it's not for me. And it doesn't exactly get better, but it gets a little bit funnier, okay? Because not only did this woman have me looking at her feet, she has decided to pull the studio owner, all right? The guy who's like, we can sell to anybody. And look at this woman's feet. And we're both like, oh, God, yeah, that looks like it could be painful. And, and he's having to look at it. I'm having to look at it still. Everyone's having to look at this woman's feet. And eventually we managed to come to the conclusion. We're like, all right, well, hey, we're gonna send you home. You think about if you want to dance. Here's the prices, yada yada yada. And then she's still talking about her fee, how she still doesn't think she's going to do it, and we're just like, that's okay if you wind up making that decision. And even as this young lady is leaving the building, there's still other people in the studio who have not seen her feet yet. So she decides to, you know, showcase those wonderful toesies of hers. And I just kind of hid while she did that. Not gonna lie, was not in an interacting kind of mood at that point in time. So, moral of the story, folks, we don't want to see your feet. All right. Sometimes we're gonna look at them because we gotta help you put your shoes on or something, but we really don't want to see them, unless that is some other instructor's fetish or something. But more often than not, I assume not. And yeah, if you want more stories, feel free to comment down below about any of your stories, actually. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this and more instructional videos and showcasing moments, I guess. And make sure you share with your friends if you like me that much, okay? And if you don't like me that much, make sure you share with your enemies because why not? Thank you. Have a great day.